Hey y'all, it's Doug here, Doug Mystic Eye on Board Game Geek, getting ready to do our 8th episode of Prison Outbreak, Zombicide. I love Zombicide, it's a fun game. I'm really enjoying this playthrough, but as usual, we need to go to the table and check out something. Now, I kind of bet myself, I was pretty sure I didn't make any major mistakes, and actually I made one, but it was kind of a zinger. So I think we need to go to the table and look at some issues and see what that mistake was. So we're going to move on to corrections. Yep, corrections. Let's go. Okay, so the big zinger here is that Grindlock and this big bad Abomination here were in the same space. And in the rules, a survivor can't enter a police car when they're in the same space with a zombie. Now one could argue that an Abomination is far beyond a zombie, so it should be okay. Fear would drive you. But actually that is the rules. However, well, I don't mean to cheat. I do occasionally make a mistake and cheat. Actually, I make a mistake just about every time. But and part of that, I get to show you what the rules are like and where you can run into stumbling blocks, like forgetting things like that, which is kind of, I want to call them fiddly rules. But anyway, this presents another issue. We had so much activity down here as a result of that, I would have to reset up the whole thing and start the already posted turn, or episode 7 over. I don't want to do that. So we're going to move on, and we're going to pretend like that was okay for now. I'm trying to think of a way I might compensate for making the error. I kind of handicapped myself with this missing door here. I forgot to use that door, which means I need to send somebody back to it. So that might be enough, since I've agreed to get all the objectives for this scenario, even though we didn't have to. Which means we could have left these abominations in the dust if we had just gone straight for the door. But I'm going to keep playing now, so we're going to start. And hey, thanks for sticking with me through my my faulty gameplay. I do tend to make a mistake every once in a while. Sometimes they're doozies. This one was a pretty big one. But let's get moving on. Okay, so we're going to start with Kim this time around. Reason being is that that will make Grindlock go last, and he's got the most complicated moves. So I figured we'll just take care of her. She's still got her 2 hatchets, and she's got a couple zombies to deal with. So let's go to the board and start taking her actions. So here's Kim. Now I'm going to remove this noise marker. It's from last turn. In fact, I'll remove all of them from the board while I'm talking. Kim is here with a couple of zombies. She's got her hatchets, and she's going to take them out. So the hatchets basically each roll 1 dice. They need 3 or more to hit, and do 1 point of damage. So I'm going to get 2 dice on these zombies for each action. So we're going to take our first action. I'll go to the dice bowl, and we'll get rolling. Okay, so here we are. So we're going to roll for Kim's first roll with the hatchets. Her dual hatchets against the zombies, and here we go. So barely got one of them in that round, but we did kill one of the zombies, so she's going to take her second action, do the same thing. And yeah, we got one of them again. So we got both the zombies in 2 swings. That still leaves her with 1 action. That will put her up to 6 experience points. She needs to get 7 to get her extra action ability. So we'll go back to the table and we'll resolve this. Okay, here we are back with Kim. So she did kill these 2 zombies, gaining her 2 additional experience points. That required 2 of her 3 actions. For her third action, she's going to move into this space here and start heading toward the other. Well, actually, take that back. She's going to. No, she can't open the door. She doesn't have a tool that can open the. Yes, she does. She has the clawed hammer. Okay, so she's going to actually move here and take a chance getting to that door. She's got zombies coming in every direction, but if she can get in there next turn, maybe she can have the others draw them off. We'll have to see. Taking a risk here, but I think it's a necessary risk. We've kind of got a couple of our players separated. So now we're going to move on to Belle's turn. First, I just want to point out that I did make the adjustment for Kim. She's now at 6 experience points. Now we'll move on to Belle. So Dan wants to get in that room and search, and I think that's the good thing to do. also pick up that objective token. But she's got to deal with 4 zombies in front of her first. Good thing she has her awesome Katana Wakasashi combination. It's going to do a total of 2 dice there and 2 dice there for 4 dice with a 4+. Now it only does 1 point of damage, but she could potentially in one move take out all of those zombies. So let's go to the dice roller and see how she does. Okay, so this is her first action, Belle's first action against the zombies. She's going to roll all her dice. Oh, wow. My dice luck is not with me tonight. Well, she killed 1 of the 4 zombies, so she is going to take her second action, do the same. Remember, she does have 4 total actions and a move action, free move action, so she's got quite a bit she could do. This is her second action. Okay, we got 2 of them and 2 actions. This will be her third action. We're starting to run out of time or space here for this. And then we got the rest of them. So it took her 3 actions. And that's okay, because that'll leave her with 1 move action. She can get in and get that, not pick up the objective token, because we don't need her to get any more experience right now. We need one of the other folks to do that. So and Dan wanted her to go search. So we're going to go to the table, finish up these zombies, and move Belle in to do some searching. So here's Belle with the 4 zombies, 2 walkers and 2 runners. She successfully killed them, giving her 4 more experience points. That's going to put her up pretty high already. We don't want her to go up too high by collecting this objective token in here. And one of these 2 is going to be green, which technically signals another abomination. But with 2 on the table, we're not going to have any more. We'll just have a fatty with a couple of walkers come out as a result. So that's not so bad. But they will be right in the room with her. So she doesn't want to use her last action to pick up that token anyway. She will, however, use her free move action, which remember is her first level ability, to move in there, and then she still is left with 1 more action, her extra action, to search, and that's what we're going to do. So here be the search deck. So we're going to have Belle search. She gets canned food. That is absolutely useless. I think for that she's just going to drop it into the pile. And that will end Belle's turn, unfortunately. But that leaves Watts and Shannon to do a heck of a lot of searching in that room, which is awesome. So we'll continue on, and we'll get them moving. Next will be Shannon. So here's Shannon. She had collected 2 objective tokens, so she's doing pretty good on experience. She does have her gun blade, which, as you can see, as a gun, just rolls 1 dice, but it's a 4+, but it does 2 damage, so it's good against fatties and that. She's not going to waste her time shooting at the creatures, at the 1 zombie that there is. I'll go to the table, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here she is right here. There's 1 zombie here. She could take a shot at it and move in, but that's 1 action. She's got 4 actions. What the heck? Maybe she'll do that. Let's go to the let's go there, and she's going to take 1 shot at the zombie to see if she can pop it before she goes in. By the way, just showing you where Belle's at. She's got quite a bit of experience going, not too much more, and she'll be kicking up into the red. We don't really want that. This is getting a little tense as it is, so we don't want her to get too many more kills. Anyway, we're going to the bowl to roll for Shannon's 1 shot at the zombie with her gun. Okay, here's her roll. Nope, she rolled a 1, so she took a pot shot off. We're going to place a noise marker down, and she will then move into the room and do a search herself. Well, you know what? She's got 4 actions. She might as well take another shot, because then she can move 1 and then search. I don't want her picking up that token either, the objective token. We'll probably leave that to Watts, who has the least experience of them all, even though he's already in the yellow. So we're going to take a second shot, and we roll a 6. So 2 noise tokens now instead of 1, and we'll go back to the table. Okay, here's Shannon, so we're going to place down 2 noise tokens. She's then going to move into this room here, where she will do a search. So the search deck is right handy, so I'm going to pull it off. Okay, well, she got a submachine gun. Let me think. That looks like, well, I don't know if it's better than her gun blade. I don't think it is. I think she's going to put that in her reserve to trade with Watts when he comes into the room. Also, keep in mind that she did get another experience point, so she is at 11. We'll adjust that. And the zombie on the board has been removed. So let's move on. That's going to end her turn. So we're going to move on to Watts, and we'll see how that goes. So here's Watts. He just has this meager little pistol. I did notice that his plenty of ammo doesn't look like it's going to work with the submachine gun that Shannon has in her inventory. But that's okay, because she's, it rolls 3 dice. It's still better than the pistol. I think we're going to swap that out with Shannon when we get here. So let's go to the table and take a look at the chainsaw wielding Watts. Here's Watts. So he's got 4 move actions. He's going to take 1 action to go here. That's 1. 2. There's the green the green token. So Watts got the green token, which is going to give him 5 more experience points. It's going to put him at 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So he's got 13 experience now. It's getting up there, but we also are going to drop a fatty and 2 walkers into his spot there. I think we're going to use the lovely lady fatty, because she's just hot. And a couple of random walkers in his space there, and we'll go to the table and show you what that looks like. He still luckily has an action left, but he didn't get to search yet. So he took 1 action to move, he took 1 action to turn the token over. He's got 2 more actions to go. Turning over the objective token, since we have both of our abominations out, this results in, the way I read it, the way I understand it, correct me if I'm wrong please, and I know you will, is that it defaults then to a fatty and 2 walkers. So he is going to take his chainsaw and run into them. Now he gets 5 dice, he needs a 5+, but it does 2 damage, so if he can get 3 hits he will kill the fatty in 1 swing. Let's go to the dice roller and see how that goes. Okay, here's our 5 dice. Let's roll and see what he can do here. Okay, so for his 3rd action, he actually didn't hit anything. Remember, he needs a 5+ with the chainsaw. So we're going to go again. Now it's going to generate the noise for him as well. I believe it's noisy even in a melee attack. It is. And then he rolls 0 again. Okay, that's not good. That means that we will be attacked next turn in that room, because everybody else has used their actions. He's used all 4 of his actions to go, and so we're going to have to be spreading some damage around. This is a bad case scenario for us, because when you take damage, you're going to drop an item. Now, luckily, everybody in that room has extra items to drop. So we're not in the worst case scenario here, but we're not in the best either. So that's going to end Watt's turn. We're going to move on to our last character, our second to last character, Joshua. Joshua is still here in this room. He's only got 3 actions. So now the thing is, there's no line of sight from the abominations on him. But I assume I'm thinking that after we move Grindlock, there very well could be. We'll have to see. I think I'm thinking about my move with Grindlock right now, and it looks like I think we're going to stay in there. We're going to search one more time. So, well, we did get lucky there. He did find some gasoline. So we're going to put that on his sheet right here. So you can see it's going to take up this spot right here. That's half the battle. If we can find a bottle now, an empty bottle, we can make a Molotov and kill an abomination. Wouldn't that be something? Anyway, that was his first action. Now you can only search once, so his second action is going to be to move out of this room. Now that's 2. Now there is line of sight. Okay. 3. Trying to plan this as carefully as possible. And for his last action, 4. They no longer have line of sight on him. He can go around and kill those zombies with the car again. He just loves his police car. And since I'm going to make sure the abominations don't lose line of sight on Grindlock, he's going to be safe. But he did find half of what he needs. We've got to get him in another room. He might get out and just sneak around the corner there again, we'll see. I don't know. We're going to get him to a safer spot. He's too separated from the others at this point. So that is going to end his turn, and now we're going to move on to Grindlock. Grindlock, the terrible cheater who has the slippery ability even though he doesn't, but he does have 3 actions. So we know we can't take out these guys, so we're going to move, for his first action, we're going to move 1 into this space. That's going to be action number 1. Second action, 2, 3, because it takes 2 moves to get out of that space, and a police car can move 2. And then for his final action, he's going to end up here. And hopefully he will run those 2 zombies over on his way. So we're going to go to the dice roll and roll. Remember, he gets to roll 1 die and use a 4, 5, or 6 for each one. So let's go see if he accomplishes this. Okay, so this is going to be the roll for the Berserker Walker in the first space. And he does manage to kill it. So this one is, this lovely lady is gone. So, and then we're going to roll 1 more time. Need a 4, 5, or 6 again to see if we kill this regular walker, which we do. That is outstanding. So he killed 2. That's going to give him 2 experience points. And I'll show you what that does. It's still not enough to get him up a level, but it gets him closer. And the Abominations still have line of sight on him, so they'll move his way. Let's go to his character sheet. Okay, here's his character sheet. I'm going to push it up to 4. So he's getting closer, but he's not quite there. Well, okay, and then we'll go to the board. He's right here. Keep in mind that now, as I pan along, I'll do it slowly enough so you can see. There's the first Abomination, and there's the other one. It was in the same space as his car, so they have line of sight on him still, and we'll turn around and tear his direction. You're not going to bother using his taunt. Since they do not have line of sight on anyone else, they will come at him. So that will end the player's turn. Now we're going to do zombie moves, or sorry, zombie attacks, which will happen. Zombie moves, and then zombie spawns. So let's first go to the area where there's some actual fighting going on between the players and some zombies. Right here we got the fatty and 2 walkers. They're going to attack the 3 characters, so I need to do 3 points of damage. Now it only takes 2 to kill somebody. Players do not take a lot of damage. Now I have a little surprise for you should 1 die. Some of you who know the rules may know what that surprise is. But we'll see if that comes to pass. It's one of the other reasons I want to go after all objectives, because it gave me a better chance of springing the surprise on you. But let's go to her character, Shannon's character sheet, and show you what we're going to do there. Okay, so in her wrestling with the zombie did snatch a pistol away from her. So we're going to discard that, and we're going to give her a wound that is going to permanently fill that space, meaning that she now has a more limited inventory, and she is injured, but that's going to be all that happens with her. We're going to do something similar with good old Watts here. Let's go to his character sheet. While Watts favors the baseball bat, he's got a chainsaw, so even though it did not serve him well in this last round, I do believe that he is going to get rid of the baseball bat. Now if he had nails to go along with it, we could combine them and make a better weapon for him, like the one that's in his picture. But we're going to get rid of this for now, and he too will take a wound card and place it in the inventory slot where the bat was. So he still has his chainsaw, he's still got plenty of ammo, yada yada, etc., etc. Now I was thinking about trading a submachine gun, but you know, right now he's going to keep his pistol and plenty of ammo. We'll see what happens next round if we trade that off, because then we could have kept the baseball bat and dropped the plenty of ammo, but that's a useful card, so we're not going to do that anyway. Now, the other person that's going to take damage is Belle, so we're going to go over to her, and she's going to be dropping a kukri. Let's go take a look at that. So here's Belle, and there's no way she's going to drop her katana Wakasashi combination, so she still has to drop an item and take a wound, so we're going to do that with her. She can drop the kukri. And it's assumed that a zombie like either snatches or knocks the weapon away from you. So she has lost this weapon, which is okay, it's not the end of the world, and she has taken a wound as well. So all 3 of the people in there have taken a wound. It's going to make it tougher for them to get out. Hopefully we still can, and hopefully they're not bites, they're just scratches. Anyway, that is going to end the player's turns. We're going to then move on to the, I'm sorry, that was the zombie attacks. Now we're going to move on to zombie moves, and then we'll do zombie spawns. here we have two berserker zombie walkers. They have line of sight on our guy Grindlock, so they're going to move into his space right here, and hopefully he'll be able to run them over next turn and won't suffer any attacks from them. The next thing we can do, since we're on this side of the board now, is we'll just pan down here. These three guys, just normal walkers, are going to move here. Here we got the zombie pile up on the fence. Now there is no, before we do that actually, there isn't, oh, they still have line of sight on, so look, they still have line of sight on her, so they'll still keep moving forward toward the fence. Okay, so they're just piling up right there in the corner. They are going to start moving this direction once they lose line of sight of people, depending on where the most noise is. Okay, where are we? Okay, so let's move around to the other side, and we'll show you what the, actually I don't need to move around the other side, we'll just clip and show you what the Berserker Abomination and regular Abomination are going to do. So here's the regular Abomination. He is definitely chasing the police car, as is that one there. So yeah, that's going to be it for them. That should be it for all of these zombie moves. So let's go on to zombie spawns. Okay, so for our first spawn point, we had two lovely berserker runners. One of them looks like a football player or something. I don't know, they're big buff guys. These two zombies here. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, they look pretty nasty, and they are runners. So another interesting scenario, when they move next turn, they will move two. So hopefully we'll be able to deal with the three in that room and kill these two as quickly as possible. But let's go to our next spawn point. Okay, here we spawned, as you can see on the card, we spawned, remember in yellow, we're in the yellow threat level. We spawned two regular, well not regular, berserker walkers in that spot. Not terribly bad, but not the best thing. So here, in this, where the silent alarm is, we just spawned one regular runner. So that's that's not terrible, even though that runner may get all the way up to Kim. We'll see how that goes. And then we go to our last spawn point. Okay, here's our card in our last spawn point. You can see in the yellow zone, we have 4 berserker walkers. And there they are, all piling up right next to the police car. Hopefully this might get Watts a level. We'll see. He's got to run down or mow down a whole bunch of guys. So that will end our session, turn 8, or actually episode 8, turn 9, of our Zombicide Prison Outbreak session. We'll be moving on to 10 pretty soon, and we're probably getting close. Maybe we'll get to 11 or 12 episodes, but after that, my suspicion is we'll be dead or gone by then. But that being said, we're going to end it there. So thanks so much for watching, and have a great evening. Alright, so I'm going to correct this before we get to the next video so that I can say this video ended up with no errors in it. Didn't say error free, just with no errors in it at the end. So we're going to start with our guy Joshua here. He would actually be right here instead. He came out of this building. First he searched, 1 action, 2 actions, get out, 3rd action, get in the car. That's as far as he would have gotten. Now what does that change for us? Well, let me go back up and do the other part to this. And it really doesn't change the zombie moves. Well, it will change the Abomination's moves, but let me back this up. So this Abomination was here in this space. This Abomination was here in this space. Now, as we pan down, we're going to bring Grindlock all the way back. Like I said, these zombies are going to move this way anyway because there's noise and line of sight down here. But as we move down here, you know, we had this scenario set up where he moved. It would have taken him 2 actions to move into this space. He's only got 3. So guess what he's going to do? Nothing. He can draw them in. They won't be able to attack him, and he can still make a move out of there. What he, what he could do. Well, actually, you know what he could do. It's only 2 there. He can make 1 more move, so he could go 2 to there, or 1 into there. It doesn't cost 2 to move into the spot, just to move out of it, and then he'll go 1, 2 for his 3rd action. And of course, he's not backing up either. Well, play this thematically correct, he's driving toward these zombies right there. So this zombie next turn will move into his space, so it's going to cost him more to start plowing through those zombies as he continues to move. He may just go around the corner and pick up Kim as she comes out of the building, so they can get around those zombies there and team up with her. And hopefully Joshua will get down there too. But now we have a thing. Now, I don't know how we do this because we can't split these guys, and he's right here. So this guy has line of sight on both of them. So when we did the moves at the end of the game, well, the easy part is this. He's going to go here, no problem. Let me think about this other one. I'll be right back. Okay, so just did a quick rules check. The Abominations never split, and the players get to choose which direction the Abomination goes in if the scenario that they're facing is exactly the same, which is the case here. Got a guy in a car here, guy in a car there, so the noise is exactly the same and they're the same distance away. So we get to choose. Now, I think I think what we're going to do is we're going to move this guy towards our friend Joshua. He'll be able to get away, and he doesn't have zombies right in front of him. He's going to be able to tool around that corner and get the zombies that have spawned out of that other spot. And run them over. They're all berserkers, so they need a car, and that frees up Grindlock to draw this berserker a little farther in around this corner and help Kim at the same time by getting around that corner and picking her up. Anyway, that's going to fix everything. I didn't realize taking that one extra action really threw me off for the round for Joshua, and also making sure I was moving right for Grindlock. So that's going to fix the entire turn, and I'll add these to the end of our video and talk to you soon.